In this lecture, we will see how we can create dynamic content in Oracle Apex. So open any page in your application and right click, create region and set it types to dynamic content. Rename it to employees. First of all, for dynamic content, we need to create a report, or we can say we need to create a HTML table. So for HTML table, we can create it on W3 School. HTML table W3 School, and open this link and try yourself. So this is our table. So first of all, we need to edit this table. For example, I am going to create a report based on employees data. So first of all, we need employee number. So here we have first column is employee number. Yeah, we can say it's ID, and after ID we have its name. So here we have name, and then we have job, job, and then we have hire date and salary. And then we have salary. Okay, so we have test this. We have these columns, but I want job and name in the same column, hire date and salary in the same column. So for this purpose, I need to use raw span equal to 2, and then for name I need to use call span, and it is also 2. So this we will use with other column, which is job. Okay, now we need uh, these more columns. For example, we don't need hire date and salary in headings, but after heading in a new row I need first column is for example it is name. So its name, and here we will change it personal information, and here we have name, and after name we have second one is job. Okay, and for here we have job information. Okay, so and name, job, and then I need a column which is hire date, and then I need another column which is salary, and remove this column. Now run it again. So here you can see, here we have ID, then we have personal information, and in personal information we have name and job, and for job information we have hire date and salary. So I am removing these two headings. Run this again. So it's looks good, and here I need to provide some dummy information. Name is Arshad. Job is, hire date is, and then we have salary, and before its name we name its ID, which is 1, and then name, then job, then hire date, and then salary. Run it again. So it's look like this. So now I need some CSS. So for CSS we can use a table, then we have remove this td and th, and then we have a CSS property like border collapse, border COPSC collapse, and it's collapse. Run it again. So there are no borders. Okay, then we need to use its width, and it is 100%. Then we can set font size if we want, then border style hidden, and now we need to add some padding so that it's provide some gap, and vertical we are using 5 pixels, and for horizontal 10 pixels. Run your code again. So this is looks better. Then I need another property, which is, this time we are going to use td and table heading. Then we have text align. Its text align must be center, and border of td and th is 1 pixel solid, and color of the border is easy. Run your report again. So it's now it looks better. Okay, now copy all this code and move to your PLSQL code. Declare, here we need to declare a variable content, and its type is clob, or you can use varchar. Then begin, end, and here content equal to copy paste your code, and here we need to return content. Validate your, okay, content must be declare, it is okay, this is name of the variable, that's good. Okay, and run your page. So it looks good. So this is basically a static content. So for dynamic content, if I want to populate name, job, hire date, and salary from database table, we can populate all the information from the table. We will populate the all the information in the next lecture. I hope you learned something useful in this lecture. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome back. In our previous lecture, we used dynamic content and populated all the information with static values. But this time, we will populate all the information from the database table. So let's start. So open your dynamic content, and here I need to populate these information from database table. So if I want to populate this information from database table, I need to concat this with, and here I need to create a loop. So here I am creating a loop for I in, and here is query. So for query we will use employees table array from emp. Okay, then loop and end loop. Okay, and here we have this content and paste it here, and I want this content to be concatenated with this content. Okay, so stop here and start from here. Okay, so here we have uh, content, sign it with content concat, and then start this row. For first column, this is our first column, and for first column I will take the information from database table. Okay, so first of all, which column I needed, that is employee number. So for employee number, I dot emp number, then concat this td, and again we need to replace this name with employee name I dot, and then ename ename. Similarly, then we need its job, and column name is job, and for third column we need hire date, and then we need salary. So salary, which is name of the column, and then concatenation. So all the information is now concatenated content like this. Then we have tr, close it, semicolon, and after that we need again concatenation of this, which is table. We don't need this paragraph, and that's it. So this is now our table is populated from database table. Validate your content so it's successful. Run your, I am removing this, run your page again. So here you can see we have ID, then we have personal information, and in personal information we have name, then job, then hire date, and then salary. So if you want to bold these informations, you can bold this information to use class here, or you can use style, font, weight, and then bold. Copy this and paste for other columns. Validate your content, run your page again. So here you can see your subheadings also in bold case. So in this way you can design your reports as per your need. So that's all for today. I hope you learned something useful in this lecture. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, we will see how we can use dynamic content if you are using Oracle Apex 18 or lower than 18. So in that case, you need to modify your dynamic content. First of all, you need to select a type of SQL PLSQL dynamic content, and then you need to modify your code. Like here we have hypertext markup procedure like HTTP dot p, and then uh, close this here. Okay, and then you need this, and similarly here we need to again use hypertext markup procedure HTTP p, and then close it here. Okay, and then you need to use it again here, http.p, and then close this like this. And we don't need to return in case of you have Oracle Apex 18 or lower than 18 version, and we also don't need to declare this variable. So in this way you can design dynamic content lower versions of Oracle Apex. But in 22.2 we have a region like dynamic content which we can use to design our reports. So that's all for today. I hope you learned something useful in this lecture. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, we will learn two basic concepts of Oracle Apex, which are page rendering and page processing. So, when you create an application in App Builder, you link your pages together using tabs, navigation menus, buttons, or hypertext links. Each page can have buttons and items and can include application logic.
So you can branch from one page to the next using conditional navigation, perform calculations and validations, and display reports, calendars, and charts on your page. You can generate reports, charts, and forms using built-in wizards, static HTML, or deliver more custom rendering with PLSQL programming. The Application Express engine dynamically render and process pages based on data stored in the Oracle database tables. To view a rendered version of your application, you request it from the web browser and Application Express engine with a URL. When you run an application, the Application Express engine relies on two processes. The first one is show page. Show page is the page rendering process. It assembles all the page attributes, which includes regions, items, buttons, select lists, charts, and all other items which you place on your pages into a viewable HTML page. The other process is accept page. Accept page performs page processing. It performs any computations, validations, processing, and branching. So when you request a page using a URL, the engine is running in show page process. When you submit a page, the Application Express engine is running in accept page process and performs processing on all the items which you place in your page and saves all the values of those items into session state, or we can say session cache, and then performs any computations, validations, or processes which required or you implemented on application or page items. So this is theoretical part of show page process and uh, page rendering, we can say. So now we will learn it with example. So first of all, create a page. For example, we create a report, interactive report, and it is a departments table report, and include a editable form which is edit department and its border dialog. Next, okay, we have to select the table. So this is our table. Next, and its primary key is department number near the page. So run your page. So for example, this is the URL of this page, and I paste this URL into the browser and press OK or enter. So this is basically, this is page rendering process, because it takes all the items of this page from the database and create HTML of all the components of this page. For example, if I inspect this page, you will see all the HTML is here. So this is basically a rendering process, or we can say show page process. Okay. The other process is, for example, when I click on edit and I change its name to accounting. Okay. And I click on apply changes. So what it will do, it will update the record in your database table. So this process is called page processing. So when I click on apply changes, so you can see data is updated in database table. So here you can see we have a button of processing, and here we have a processing option. So when I move to this page, quick edit, this, and this page is 13. Okay, so when you move to processing part of this page, you see here we have a process which is added department process. This is automatic raw processing, and it do DML for your page. So this is automatically created process. So you can write your own processes here. For example, if I click on create the process, so this is my own process, and here I can write all the PLSQL or uh, any procedure to process all the information or all the values coming from this added page. So that's why we call this process as page processing, because we process all the components placed on this page, and after processing we save all the data into the database table. So this is page processing. And when we request from the URL to see the results of any grid, any page components, so in that case, we actually getting data from the database table and representing those records into a page. So in that case, Apex Engine creates HTML of all the components you placed on your page. That's why we call it rendering or show page process. So that's all for today. I hope you learned something useful in this lecture. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, we will learn about computations in Oracle Apex. A computation is a logic that assigns values to a single item. There are two types of computations. The first one is application level computation, and the second one is page level computation. A page level computation assigns a value to an item when a page is displayed or submitted. We can say, as we studied in our previous video, there are two types of processes in Oracle Apex: page rendering and page processing. So you can use computation for page rendering, or we can say rendering process, and page processing process. So basically, the main purpose of the computation is to assign a value to a single item. The value of computation you could not assign to different items on your page. So this is the main concept you must remember. Computation assigns value to a single item. Okay, so let's do some practical to learn it more practically. So first of all, we created a report which is a department's report in our previous video. So we will carry with this page. So here you can see when I click on edit button, so this is page rendering process because it renders department name, location, cancel, delete, apply changes buttons, and this region, and creates its HTML, and we are able to see this page. So I want to take some of accounting department employees' salaries. So in that case, we will create a computation. So let's move to this page, page 13. So we can move from quick edit this. So first of all, we will create a computation in rendering page rendering process. So for page rendering, we have three places for pre-rendering and three places for post-rendering. So you can create your computation for
any place. For example, before header, after header, before regions, after regions. So it's up to you. So for example, I create a computation before rendering of page header. So click on this, create computation. So as I told you earlier, computation assigns a value to a single page item. So before creating this computation, we need to create a page item, and name of that page item is page item, and its name is total salary. Okay, it's total salary of employees. Copy this page item. Now click on page header, create a computation, and here you can see it is asking for item name. So you can select the item, and it's this item. So it will compute the total salary of a specific department and display in this item. So sequence, then we have a point which is page header. You can change its after regions, after footer, before footer, and like that. So before header, and here we have a multiple options. You can assign a static value, item, or query and expression, and so on. So I am writing a query, and the query is select sum and sum of salary, and we apply NVL and 0. If its value is null, assign it 0, and then sum, and select sum from EMP where DPT number, department number, equal to this department number. This is the page item. When we click on this, so this is a single department, and here is a hidden item which contains the department ID. So for that department ID, we will sum the salaries of all the employees of this particular department. Validate your query. It's good. Okay. So this is our first computation, or we can say it's page rendering computation. Okay, because we are creating this computation in rendering tab. This is a rendering tab. Okay, in rendering tab, we have 6 places where we can create computations, and so that's why we call these computations as page rendering computations. So save your changes, refresh your page, and go for accounting, and you will see here we have a total salary of 13 for accounting department. Now we select sales. For sales we have 5,006, and for operations we have 2,450. So this is basically a page rendering computation. Now we will create a page processing computation. So I want, for example, I want whenever I submit or edit department name, its value must be in capital letters. For that, I need to create a computation. So now I will select page processing tab, and here we have after submit. So when user submits the values, so I will create this computation, and here we can see here we have a department name, D name. This is the item name. So choose this item name in content body, and here we have this department name page item. So copy this page item here, and name of the page item, paste it here, or you can select the page item from here. Okay, so this is our page item, and after submit of page, I want to convert its value to uppercase. So select SQL expression, provide the expression, and expression is upper, and here we will provide the name of department name item. Okay, so validate your expression. Okay, save and submit your or refresh your page. So for example, I am going to change accounting to HR, and it is all in small cases. Apply changes.
So here you can see when I clicked on apply changes button, our page submitted to the Apex engine, and before starting the processing, computations computed the value of department name into uppercase, and then this process executed and values saved into your database table. So this is very easy uh, to perform computations. So that's all for today. I hope you learned something useful in this lecture. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome back. In our previous lecture, we studied page level computations. And in this video, we will learn application level computations. So for application level computations, we are going to show a database name with the title of our application. So for example, this is our application, and I want to show a database name along with application title. Okay, so let's start to create application level computations. First of all, select shared components, then application items, and create a application level item, and name of the item is db name. Okay, this is the name of application item, and its scope is application, and its session state protection is unrestricted. Click on create application item. So this is the application item in which we will set the value of database name. Now move to shared components again, and then user interface attributes, and here we have a logo, and in logo actually we want to show the value of our database name, and that value would be stored in application level item we created now, and name of that application item is db name. To access the application level item or page level item in static context, you need to apply ampersand sign and then name of the item and then dot. In this case, we can access the uh, application item. So if you want to close this database name into brackets, you can use the brackets. Apply changes. Now we will create a computation. So shared components, application level computations, click on create, and here you can see the computation item, in which item you want to store the value of your computation. So we can select here db name. This is the application level item, and its assignment computation point is new session. Whenever we create a new session, this value will be saved in this application item. And then here computation type. So here I am selecting expression, and then its language is PL SQL or SQL. Okay, so now we write the uh, expression to get the value of database. So to access the value of database, we have syscontext, and then we have user env, and then we have db name. Okay, so if you want to convert this name into upper or lowercase, you can convert this way, and click on create computation. So now log out, log in again, So here you can see this is the name of the database with which I am connected. So this is the way to create application level computations. So at application level, you can create different computations for different purposes. So that's all for today. I hope you learned something useful in this lecture. Hello and welcome back. In this video, we will learn about page processes and application level processes. So first of all, we understand what is page level process. Basically, a page process performs an action at a specified point during the rendering of the page or submission of the page. For example, you can create a page process to execute logic or to make a call to the application express engine. A page process is a unit of logic that runs when a specific event occurs, such as loading or submitting a page for processing. You can apply conditions to control when the process executes. Application process basically is a block of PLSQL logic that are set to run at specific points using processes from multiple pages. By default, application processes execute at the same point for every page in the application. So this is theoretically described page level processes. Now we see practically how we can create page level processes. The other level of page level processes is application level processes. So we will see application level processes in our next video. So let's start. Log into your workspace, open your application and create a new page. So here we are going to create a interactive report and name of this report is departments. And now we are going to create an edit page or edit form and name of that form is edit department and it is a model dialog. Then we need to create this table and provide the table name and name of table is deputy. Next. So its primary key is department number. Create the page. Run your page. Provide the password. So this is our report. Edit your page. Quick edit and move to this page. This is our edit form page. Okay. Edit department. Okay. Now move to processes and here you see we have a process which is automatically created by Apex. So let's see its type is automatic raw processing form because this is a edit form. Here you can see this is edit form. So here we have automatic raw processing type of this process. So this process is page level process. And what it does, basically automatic raw processing form process to insert records into your database table, update the records, or you can use this process to delete a record from your database table. So here you can see we have edit option, okay, and here we have a delete option. And then we have apply changes, it will update the records in the database table. So this basically page level process performs three actions: insert, update and delete, and it is automatically created by Apex engine. So other types of page level processes are clear session state. So this process basically clear session state stored within application express. Then we have close dialog. Close dialog basically close the current model or non-model dialog pages. For example, when I click on cancel, in that case we can write or create a close process, and it will close this dialog. Okay. And similarly, then we have data loading execute. If you want to execute your specific code, you can select this one. Then we have form initialization if you want to initialize your form. And then similarly, we have interactive grid automatic raw processing. This is the same as form, but the difference is form performs the action on records which are in form, and interactive grid performs the action on all the rows which includes in your interactive grid. Similarly, we have invoke API, send email, and web service. You can explore all these processes. So this is the basic process. Okay, now we write, if we want to write our own page level process, it's very easy. For example, first of all, we will write a submit process. Okay, so edit and quick edit. Now we are on page number 10, and here I am going to create a process, and it is our first process. And what it does, insert department, for example. So this is our process which inserts data into our database table, and here we need to write the query, and query is insert into dpt, and its values are, first of all, we need to explore the table, cancel, and move to SQL Workshop browser and select the dpt table. And here we have department number and D name. Okay, we have only 2 columns, and we have 3 columns. So now move here, now insert into dpt, and here we have department number, for example, is 100. Dpt name is page process, and then we have location UAE. Okay, so validate your query, missing select, insert into dpt values. These are the values. Okay, now okay, save. So here you can see the sequence of these processes. Okay, this its sequence is 10, so it will run before process 20. Okay, and then close dialog will run. So here you can see we have create, delete, and save. Save basically is apply changes, and what it does, its action is it submit the page. So what it will do, when we click on this apply changes, it will submit the department name and location into session state, and then these values will be inserted into our department table. So this process, our first process, will insert records into the database table. This process will update the records into the database, and finally close dialog will close the dialog. So here you can see its type is close dialog. So basically it will close the dialog. So let's test, save, and refresh your page. Here we have only 4 departments. Now we move to edit, HR, and click on apply changes. Okay, so here you can see we have another process, another record for departments, which is page process. So basically this record is inserted by our page level process, this one. So you can similarly you can write your page level process as per your need. So this page level process, we say it is submission process, because we are submitting the records, and then these processes are executed. So all these processes you create here, these are submission process or page level process, which actually process your data which you submitted for processing. Now move to rendering. Here we have another process. For example, page header, create a process. So this process is rendering process. This process will be executed when your page is rendering and its HTML is going to generate, and you will see the output in your browser like this. Okay. So I want, when this page loads, I want to do something. For example, I want to get the sum of the salaries of all the departments or specific department. So in when I click on edit, I, for example, I click on HR. So in this page, which is our edit page, we have ID of HR department. So I want, when this page loads, I want to calculate the total salary of all the employees of HR departments. So in that case, what I will do, I will create a before header process, and its name is total salary. Okay. And here we need to write our code. So for example, I have a department and its ID is present in department number. So first of all, what I will do, I will select static from EMP, and I want only salary. So select salary from employees where deputy number equal to this department. Okay. And now I want to sum, and before sum I want to apply to check null values. If its salary is null, so make it 0. That's it. Now it will sum the salary for this department. Okay. Validate your query. Properly ended. Okay. Okay, got it. So first of all, we need to create a page item, and its name is total salary. Copy this, move to your process, select sum into this text field from EMP table, and then we have deputy number is equal to this one. Now validate your query. It's good. Okay, save. So what this process will do, when your page is rendering, it will calculate the sum of all the salaries of specific department and will display in this text field. So run your page again and refresh your page. For example, we are going to edit HR. So here you can see its total salary, all the employees which belongs to HR department. So their salary sum is 13. So for example, I select the operations. So its salary is this. So what basically this process is doing, it is when your page is rendering, it is calculating the sum of the employee salary. So this, all the processes which you write here under rendering tab, all these processes are called rendering processes, and all the processes you create here are called submission processes, because it's all these processes process your submitted records, and rendering processes basically performs actions on all the data which is you are going to display in your page. So that's all for today. I hope you learned something useful in this lecture. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome back. In our previous lecture, we studied page level processes. And today we will learn how we can create application level processes. So the benefit of writing application processes is we can call application level processes from multiple pages. This is the main advantage of writing processes in your application level processes. So let's start to write application level processes. So first of all, whenever you want to create application level process, uh, click on your shared components of your application, then application processes. The use case to cover application level processes is I just want to write a process which we will use to download the image from any table. Its column type is blob. So we will take the blob from our database table and we'll download that image into our local machine. Okay, so click on create. First of all, name. So name is uh, get document. Okay, and its sequence is one, and the point at which you want to call this process is ajax call. Run this application process when requested. Next, and here the language is PLSQL, and here you need to provide the code which will take blob from your database table. For that, I already have a code. I will share this code with you. So copy this code and paste it here. Okay. So basically, what this code is doing, we will see. Validate. Okay. Next, and create the process. So our process is created. So click on your process, and here you can see the code. So basically, what this code is doing, first of all, here we have a loop over our table, which is blob test. It is our database table which contains blob data, and where id equal to id. So here basically id is our application level page item. Okay, so I can name it as image id. Okay, this is the id of the image which we want to download, and we will create application level item, and then we will set its id from the page level process, or from the page from which we are calling this process. Okay, then we have the main is content length. We are taking the image length. Then we have file name. Name of the file is image, or we can change it to uh, download image. And then cache control, its age is 36 milliseconds, and then close these things and then download the file. Okay, then at the end we are stopping apex engine. So apply changes and copy this image id, application apply changes, and then move to shared components, application items, and create a application item. Name of the application item is image id. Change its session state protection to unrestricted. Create. So that's cool. It is created. Now we need to create a page in this application. Create the page. Interactive grid. Next, name of the grid is download image, and here we will provide the query select static from, and name of the table is blob test. Verify this query. Okay, so run your page. So here we have image, icon link, image ka source, and id. Now I just want id and one link here. When I click on link, image would be downloaded. So for that we need to update this query. So first of all, I want to select id, and then I want to create a link here. Okay, so for creating a link, we have code here. Copy this code, paste it here. So basically, what we are doing here, we are just creating a link, then f question mark p equal to application ID ampersand sign app ID dot. Basically, this is the way to use or to get application ID in static context. Okay, and then after colon we have 0, which is our global page, and then we have and app session dot. It's a session state, and then we have application process, and here we need to provide the process name, and the process name here you can see open another tab, shared components, application processes, and here you can see get document is the name of our application process, get document, and then we have application ID in which we want to set the value. So its application ID name is application items image ID. So here we need to provide image ID. Okay, so and after that we are concatenating ID, and ID basically is the image ID. Okay, so then on click I am calling a JavaScript uh, a function which is basic pop-up. So we need to, and we are passing this image link to this JavaScript function and return false. And title of this is click here to download, color red, and then we have a link name, or we can say the text we want to display download, and its column name is link from table where image ID is null and ID is not null. That's it. Validate. It's okay. Good. Okay. Run your page again. Here we have two columns, ID and link, but we are unable to see the other column. So move to here is not null. Remove this. Validate. Run your page again. Okay, let me check why this is not visible. Okay. Click on switch off these special characters. Run your page again. Why this is not visible? Let me check. Okay. So move again. Validate. It's good. Okay. Save. Okay. What is the text? Its text is download. All things are good. Why it is not visible? Okay, I am removing this ID column. Let's see what is the effect. Select this from this. Run your page. Okay, here we have not selected the columns. So this move this column here. Okay, now it is visible. So now this is visible. So when I click on this, our image would be downloaded. But For this, I used basic pop-up JavaScript function. So we need to upload this pop-up JavaScript, and in this we have just a single function, basic pop-up, and pop-up window is equal to window.open, and then the URL which we are passing from our grid pop-up, and then height, width, and other properties. Okay, so uh, pop-up, move to your shared components, static files. Oh, this is already there. So if it is not there, you can create the file, drag and drop, and upload the file. Okay. So now we need to add that file into our page. So click on your page, move to your HTML. Okay, search is HTML header. So in your HTML header, we need to add that file. So in your static files, click on your uploaded file, and here you can get the its uh, path. And then we have MIME type is this. So copy your path, and here just type script, because this is the way to add any HTML, uh, JavaScript in your page. So script, and then we have source equal to double quotes, and paste your path. Okay, and then we need to provide its type equal to text or Java JavaScript. Close, and then close this script. Okay, so save, run your page, and click on our first link. So this is download image. Click on it. Download image. Its look does not support the format. Why? Then this. Okay, here we have some error. So we need to identify what is the error. Is not defined. Okay, it is not taking. So here we have our script, then source, app files, and okay, change it to app images, then name of your file, and text. Okay, this is the mistake. Control, keep it files, and this is script. Okay, it was typo mistake. Save, run your page again, and click on your first image. So this is the pop-up basically we are showing, and click on your image. It is again not visible. Click on another image. Okay, this is visible. Okay, so similarly you can click on another image, click on it. So these images are basically downloaded from your database table. Okay, so this in this way we can create page level processes, and we can call this process from multiple pages. So that's all for today. I hope you learned something useful in this lecture. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, we will understand validations in Oracle Apex. A validation is an added check. You use validations in your application form to ensure integrity of data entered by the end users, all the users using your application. Validations specific to a single item are page item validations. Validations that apply to an entire page are page validations. That is, page validations are validations that apply to one or more items simultaneously. For example, page item validations, you have hire date in an employee details form and you want hire date must be in the past and user would not enter future dates for the hire date of the employees. So if a page is submitted and some of the validations fail, Oracle Application Express displays the existing page with all inline validations errors. While displaying inline errors, Oracle Application Express does not execute any computations, application processes, or page level processes if validations fail. So let's see practically how we can create validations in Oracle Apex. So first of all, log in to your workspace, then application, then create a page. Now we are going to create a form on employees table and name of this form is employees and it is query based. Select Eric from EMP. Validate your query and next and select the primary key and create page. So first of all, we create a validation on hire date. Okay, right click on your item, create validation, put the name of the validation, hire validation, and select the type of the uh, validation. Its type is expression, language is PL/SQL, and here we need to write the code. So for example, we want to apply the validation on hire date. So first of all, we need to convert hire date. So if we want to access the any page level item, we need to apply a colon and then name of that item, which is P12, and then hire date. This hire date must be past date. So for that, less than says date. Okay, validate your expression, press OK, and need to provide the error message. So hire date must be in the past. Okay, so associated item is the item on which we are going to validate. Okay, and the display location, you can set the inline with field or we can set the inline with field and in notification. So it's up to you where you want to display the notification. Okay, save, run your page. So for example, I select the date, this one, which is future date, create. So see here we have a error, hire date must be in the past. So if I change it to past, create, so our record created. So this is our first validation. The second type of the validation is PL/SQL type validation. So for example, now we are going to create a validation on, for example, employee name. Create validation is required, and this time it's not expression, it is function body returning error text. Okay, so first of all we need to begin and then we want to check if colon P12 e name is null, then we will return error message, and message is employee name can't be null. this, and if validate, okay, okay, and then we need to this is that's it, run your page. So for example, we are not uh, providing employee name and click create, so it is showing it employee name can't be null, so you have to provide the employee name. So the other thing which you can apply for required things, here by default we have value required. If we can switch on this validation for required fields. Okay, so this is just an example how we can use PLSQL function body returning error text. Okay, so the next type is expressions, regular expressions. So we are going to create a new page item, and it is email. Name it email, and create a validation on it. Name it valid email format, and this time we are going to create item matches regular expression, and the associated item is email, and then we need to provide the regular expression. So for emails we have a regular expression like this, so paste it here and always execute it, and the error message is email is not in correct format. Run your page and provide the email like this, create. So see, it is saying email is not in correct format. So for example, I provide gmail.com, so create. So you can see this error vanished. So in this way we can create validations in our application. The next topic I want to cover in this lecture is branching. The branching is basically can say branching is to an instruction to go to a specific page, or we can say redirecting from one page to another page, procedure, or URL after a given page is submitted. For example, when I submit this page and I want to move page, for example, page 1, okay, so in that case I will create after processing, create branch, and I need to provide the name of this branch. Go to branch, and after point is after processing, after submit, and then we have a behavior. We have multiple options: redirect our page, or URL defined by the item function, which will return a URL where we can redirect. Then show only page. So for example, we are going for this option, and then we need to provide the page name. So for example, I want to move on home page, and okay, save. So run your page. So we need to provide the email name, and that's it. So when I will create on create, it will submit the page, and after submitting the page, this process will perform processing on all the data we submitted, and after processing we will move to page number 1. So let's see it works. So see, we move to page number 1. Here you can see page number 1. So after successful processing we will move to page 1. But if there are any validations errors or procedure errors, in that case we will not move to page 1. So branching basically we use to redirect from one page to another page in Oracle Apex. So that's all for today. I hope you learned something useful in this lecture. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, we will understand shared components in Oracle Apex. Shared components are common elements that can display or be applied on any page within an application. You can use the tools and wizards on the shared components page either at the application level or on a specific page. The big advantage of shared components is that once you create them, you can add them to any page within your database application. To access the shared components page, you can log into your workspace and then select your application. For example, I am logged into my workspace and this is my application in which I want to access the shared components. So select your application and here you can see we have shared components. Okay. By clicking on shared components, you will see the shared components page. The other way to access the shared components is uh, you have a button here. So click on it, you will move to shared components page. So there are two ways to access the shared components. Now we will see navigational menus in shared components. When you build a database application, you can include different types of navigation controls. The available navigation option depend upon the application theme you are using for your application. Common navigation controls include tabs, lists, breadcrumbs, navigation bar entries, and branches, which we use to navigate from one page to another page. So when you move to your shared components, here you can see we have navigation and search option. Here we have first option is lists. A list basically is a shared collection of links. You control the appearance of a list through list templates. Each list element has a display condition that enables you to control when it will be displayed on your page. The second option is navigation menu. A navigation menu is a list links that enables users to navigate the pages in an application. Navigation menus are only supported in applications using the Universal Theme 42. The if you are using the older version of Oracle Apex, in that case, you would not be able to use it. Then we have the other option, which is breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs provide users with hierarchical navigation. A breadcrumb is a hierarchical list of links that display using templates. You can display a breadcrumb as a list of links or as a breadcrumb path. The other option, we can say fourth option, which is navigation bar list. Navigation bar entries offer users a simple navigation path for moving between pages in an application. The location of a navigation bar depends upon the associated page template. Navigation bar entries can display as a link from an image or text. A navigation bar entry can be an image with the text beneath it, or only text. So the navigation using the tabs are an effective way to navigate users between pages in an application. Tabs only appear if the associated application uses an older theme. For example, you are using Apex 4.2 lower version of 22.2. In new themes, tabs have been replaced with navigation menu. So this is the latest version. That's why you are not able to see the tabs option here. So let's start to create a list here. So click on list. So here we can create a list. So the name of the list is custom list And there are two types of lists in Oracle Apex. First one is static list and the other one is dynamic list. We will see static list in this lecture, and in the next lecture we will see dynamic lists. So click next. And here we have list entries. We need list entries are basically the links we want to show in our list. So for example, the first one is navigation list 1 and the other one is navigation list 2. And here we have different pages like employees. So I click on employees. So when I will click on navigation list 1, I will move to employees page. And when I click on navigation list 2, in that case, I will move to departments. Okay. Or we can rename it employees and departments. Okay. Next, create list. So your first list created. Now, if you want to use this list as a navigation list, move to your application and create a new page, blank page. Name of the page is list. Create the page. Now in body, create a new region. Name it as list and its type is list. And here you need to provide the source of the list, and that is our newly created custom list. Now here you can add it different properties. First of all, we need to run this page so that we can see the output. So here you can see we have two navigation list entries. If you want to edit some of its properties, you can move to standard template, and then header we are going to click on hidden. No need to show the header of the region. Okay, so run it again. And here you can see we have employees and then departments list. So first of all, I click on employees. In that case, you can see we move to the employees page. And when I click on departments, in that case, I am moving to the departments page. So in this way, you can use the navigation list. So that's all for today. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome back. In our previous lecture, we studied how we can create static lists for navigation menus. And in this lecture, we will study how we can create dynamic lists for navigation menus. So let's start. First of all, you need to move your shared components. Then here we have a list option. Click on it and then click on create. And here we are going to create dynamic list and select dynamic list. And here we need to create a query. Right now I am going to set it null, next, and query must begin with select. So it will not work. So first of all, we need to understand the table in which we have our pages information. So I have created a table here. You can see pages, group wise pages. So in this table, I have a page ID, okay, on which we want to move when user click on any link. Okay, so we will use group wise pages table, and we will use app page ID to navigate from one page to another page. So click here and create a dynamic list. Select dynamic, create, and here we need a query. So query is select. First of all, we need null. For this list, you can provide the icon or other information here in your query. So right now we will not use any icon for the list. So first is null. The second is label of the list entry. So for that I am using the page ID as a label. So here we have a column name app page ID, and then we need to provide a target. Target means we need to provide the page number. So here uh, we need to provide the link. So for link we will use a specific way to specify the page. So for that we need to use the expression f question mark p equal to, and then we need to provide the application ID. So here you can see whenever we run a page in browser, we see this information f question mark p equal to and 4000. 4000 basically is a application ID. So in static context, if you want to access the application ID of your application which you are going to access in your browser, for that we use a expression and then app underscore ID and then dot. Okay, so in static context, if we want to access the application ID, we will use this expression to access the application ID. So after application ID, you can see we have 405. 405 is basically page ID. So we will get this page ID from our database table. So concat your page ID. So here we have a page ID, and after page ID, we have a session. Okay, this information is basically a session. Okay, so here you can see we are separating different elements with colon. So after application ID we have a colon, then we have page ID, and then again we have a colon, and then we have a session. So to access application session, we have a special expression and app underscore session. So in this way we will access the and then dot, we will access the application session. Okay, and then we need to provide the debug information. So this, and then we will say we don't need a debugging information. No, and then again to columns. Okay, so you can access it from your browser as well. So that's it. So basically this is our target. Okay, so name it as target. Okay, so now we have our target on which we will navigate, and from the name of the table is group wise pages. Copy and paste it here, and order by app page ID. Okay, this is extra. Next, and here create list regions. If you want to create list region on your current page, you can use this. Otherwise you can use this list later on. Create the list. So your list created now. Okay, now we need to use this list. So move here and create a region, set its type to list, and provide the source dynamic list, and that's it. And here we need a blank with attributes. Run your page, save it again. So there is a problem with this page. We need to refresh this page. So access the page again. So create your region again, list, source dynamic list, run it. So here you can see we have a list here. Okay, so now it is showing the region. We can change its template to item container or blank with attributes, and that's it. and then in attributes we can change the different display icons. No, we don't need any icons. And show badges, if you have a badge you can show the badges. Show right arrow if you want to show the right arrow. Display text wrapping, okay, and that's it. Okay, run your page again. So here you can see your list is right now like this, and here you can see on right side you have arrows as well. So when I click on page 3, so you can see we move to page 3, and when I click on 6, so here we have our employee details page, and it's a pop-up page, that's why it is showing in a pop-up. So you can edit the properties of your list after creating the list. So move to your shared components, select here list, and then you need to select your dynamic list. So here you can use your list, and you can edit its properties here after creating the list. Here you can modify the list if you want. I am copying this list and will share this query with you in resources. Okay, then subscription, configurations, comments, and all these things you can edit here. Apply changes, that's it. So I hope you learned something useful in this lecture. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, we will study breadcrumbs. Basically, a breadcrumb is a hierarchical list of links that indicates where the user is within the application from a hierarchical perspective. Users can click a specific breadcrumb link to instantly view the page. Most of the time, we use breadcrumbs as a second level of navigation at the top of each page, complementing other user interface elements such as tabs and lists. Breadcrumbs can be displayed on a page by adding a breadcrumb region using the Create Region wizard. You can define a breadcrumb region in a global page so that it appears on all pages or on each individual page. You can also define conditions to execute the breadcrumb region from a specific pages where they are not to be displayed. So this is all about theoretical of breadcrumb. Now let's see how we can create breadcrumb in Oracle Apex. So first of all, run any page from your application. For example, this is the page, and run this page. So here you can see we have a title of this region is departments. Basically, this department is a breadcrumb. So move to your page, quick edit, departments, and here you can see we have a breadcrumb, but it is just showing title of the region. But what I want there must be a link of other page so that instantly I can move to that page from this departments page. So for that we create the breadcrumbs. So first of all, this breadcrumb basically is created when we create a new page automatically. So Oracle Apex creates this breadcrumb when we create the new pages and link those pages with this breadcrumb. So first of all, if you want to create the breadcrumb, move to your shared components, and in shared components we have breadcrumbs in navigation and search option. So click on breadcrumbs. So here you can see this is the breadcrumb which is created automatically. So we are going to create a new breadcrumb. So click on create breadcrumb. So name of the breadcrumb is custom breadcrumb. Okay. So click on create. So our custom breadcrumb created. Now we need to create different entries. So click on new entry. So here we need to create a entry. So first entry is departments, department, or we can say departments. Okay. And now we need to link the page, which is basically a target page. When we click on departments, we will move to that page we are selecting here. So here I am going to select departments, which is page number 4. Here you can specify page, or you can specify the URL. If you have a URL, you can provide the URL here. Okay. So click on create. Okay. Now I am going to create another breadcrumb. Click on new entry, and this time we have a page name cards. Okay, cards, and here we need to provide the page, and here we have page number 8, which is cards. Okay, and the parent of this cards page is departments. Okay, so create entry. So here you can see cards is under departments breadcrumb entry. So departments is the parent and cards is the child page of breadcrumb departments. Okay. Now apply changes and move to your page cards. So here we have our page cards. So here we are going to create a breadcrumb. So here under components we have breadcrumb bar, and in breadcrumb bar we have a region breadcrumb. You can delete the this breadcrumb. Now click on components, create region, and this region is here. Okay. So it is in body. You can change the position. Breadcrumb bar, and this is breadcrumb bar. Okay, and that's it. Now we need to change its template to title bar. Title bar. Okay, now select your breadcrumb and rename it as breadcrumb, and its type is breadcrumb. Okay, now we need to provide the source. So this is our custom breadcrumb we created. So that's it. Save and run your page. So this is our cards page. Okay, now we need to change the page here, page number 8. Okay, I changes and refresh your page. So here you can see we have cards and its parent is departments. So when I click on departments, I am moving to or redirecting to page departments. Okay. Similarly, if we want to create one more child, click on breadcrumb, create new entry, and this time we are going to create an entry of employees, or we can say interactive report, page number 21, and here we need to change the page number, which is 21, for this breadcrumb. Select this page and name this page, this is grid, and for this parent is cards, page number 8. Apply changes. So here you can see we have hierarchical structure for this breadcrumb. Now we need to run the page 8. So here sorry, not the page 8, page 21. Okay, select page 21. Similarly, we need to create the breadcrumb. So here we have breadcrumb. Just change its source to custom breadcrumbs and run your page. So here you can see we have our grid, and parent of the grid is cards, and the parent of cards is department. So here, in this way, you are eligible to move on any linked pages using the breadcrumbs. So this is very useful to move instantly on different pages in your application. So I hope you learned something useful in this lecture. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, we will study navigation bar list. So basically, navigation bar list we use to move from one page to another page like breadcrumbs or other navigation lists. So first of all, this is the application, and here you can see this is basically is navigation bar list. So when I click on it, it's showing sign out and the logged in user. So basically it is showing two entries in a navigation bar list. So what if we want to add more entries in navigation bar list? So this is a very easy way to add or create new entries in navigation bar list. So let's start how we can add entries in navigation bar list. So first of all, log into your application and then move to shared components. And in shared components, we have navigation bar list under navigation and search section. So click on navigation bar list. So in navigation bar list, we have only one list, which is navigation bar. So in navigation bar, we have three entries. First one is app user, which is basically logged in user. And then we have sign out option and this sign out option. So let's create a new entry. Click on create entry. So here we need to provide the image class or any icon you want to use. For example, I want to use this icon. And then I need to provide the list entry label. So label for this entry is cards. Okay. And when I click on cards, what is the target page? So here we can select the target page. It's page number 8. Okay. And click on create. Apply changes. And refresh your page. So here you can see we have a navigation bar entry, navigation bar list entry. When we click on cards, we are redirected to cards page. So now I want to create another entry, child of cards list entry. So this time click on create entry and select the parent. So parent is cards, and under the card we are going to use icon for this entry file text, and its entry name is departments, and target page is departments, which is page 4. And create entry, apply changes and refresh your page. So here you can see we have cards, and in cards we have departments. When we click on departments, we are moved to departments. Now we can open dialog pages using the navigation bar list. So if you want to add it, click on add it. And instead of redirecting to page 4, I have a dialog page which is employee details, page number 6. So this time I am going to redirect to page 6, which is a dialog. So apply changes and refresh your page. So when I click on departments, you can see it is opening a dialog page. So edit your departments entry. Here we have some attributes which we can apply on this entry. For example, you want to apply some authorization schemes, you can apply authorization schemes here so that authorized login user see navigation bar entries. So similarly, you can apply different conditions here. For example, we can apply, for example, here we have not exist SQL query returns no rows. In that case, you want to display the this entry. Function body returning a boolean, you can apply this one. For example, uh, here we have a function and it is return false. Okay, and apply changes and apply changes and refresh your page. So here you can see we are unable to see department's entry because we are returning always false. So now edit departments and change it to true. Refresh your page again. So here departments is visible now. So in this way you can apply or you can use different queries here to decide your navigation bar entry would be visible to end users or not based on the condition. So that's all for today. I hope you learned something useful in this lecture. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome back. Today we will learn how we can use a list as a navigation menu. So the output of this lecture would be like this. Here we have a main navigation menu, and then we have a page, and in that page we have a list as a navigation menu. Okay, so let's start how we can design a page like this. So first of all, we need to create this list. Okay, so log into your Oracle Apex workspace, move to shared components, and move to lists. Here we have multiple lists, and the list we can use navigation menu or we can use canvas navigation menu So click on navigation menu, and you can copy this list to create a new list. Copy list. Uh, Name of the new list is test list. Okay. So copy. So this is test list. Okay. So in test list, you can see we have multiple entries. If you want to create a new entry, you can click on create entry. Here you need to provide the name of the entry. For example, name of the entry is test. And here you can provide the icon for that list entry. For example, I want to use book as icon, and here you can select the page. uh, when we click on that list entry, you would be moved to this page, for example grades. Okay, so that's it. And create list entry. So list is ready now. Okay, now we need to create a page. For example, I am going to create a page. So remember its name is test list. Okay, so move to your application and create a page, blank page, and name of the page is test. Create page. So now we have a page, test page. Okay, so create a body, create region, and select its type to list, and then provide the source of the list, which is test list we created right now. Okay, and run your page. So here you can see this is the list. Okay, so if we want, we need to change its template from left side column. Okay, and then we need to change the position of the list menu, and its position is left menu, column, sorry. Run your page again. So here you can see we have this navigation list. So I want to hide this new, so we need to select the list and select the template tabs container. Run your page again, and here you can see we have now uh, this navigation list like this. Now I want to apply some colors. So quick edit, move to this wrench icon and move to list. So I want to show a right arrow. So here you can see this is right arrow, and I want to show icons. So for all items, so you can see icons are here. Okay, you can apply all these settings from the page as well. For example, uh, move to your page list and select attributes, and then here you can design the same thing here. So icons for all items, and if you want to show badges, you can click show badges. Okay, save, run your page again. So here you can see this is our uh, list, navigation list, and we have icons, we have right arrows. And now I want to change its color when mouse horizontally over to this curriculum, assessment, attendance, etc. So for that case, we need to apply some CSS. For that, we need to inspect this and see its class is this one. Okay, so copy this class, move to your page, select your page, and search for inline CSS. So here we need to write some CSS. For example, the class is this, and I want to this
horizontal over, and I want to change its color, and color is this. Okay, you can copy this code, paste it here, and that's it. Okay, save and refresh this page. So when I horizontally over mouse to this list item, so you can see its color is changing. Okay, now the next thing is here when I quick edit this, and in list we have show badges. So if you want to show badges with on the left side of the right arrow, you can configure it like move to your shared components, and for example in move to lists, and then this is our test list, and here we have for curriculum added this list entry. Here you can see for badges we have option badge value. So what value you want to show with this list entry. So for example I want to show 50. Okay, apply changes and refresh this page again. So here you can see we have a badge with this curriculum list entry. So in this way you can design your own custom lists, and you can use this list on multiple pages. So that's it for today. I hope you learned something useful in this lecture. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, we will see how we can use themes and theme styles in Oracle Apex applications. So, first of all, we will understand themes. A theme is a named collection of templates that defines the application user interface. Each theme contains templates for every type of application component and page control, including individual pages, regions, reports, lists, labels, breadcrumbs, buttons, and list of values. Templates contain HTML and variable that the application express engine substitutes with dynamic values at runtime. Templates are organized first by template type and then by template class. Template types include page, region, report, list, button, label, and pop-up list of values. Each template type has a number of template classes. A template class defines the purpose of a template within a template type. For example, a region template can be classified as a form region template, a report region template, and so on. These classifications enable Oracle Application Express to map templates among these, making it easy to quickly change the entire look and feel of an Oracle Apex application. In Oracle Application Express, administrators can add themes by two ways. First way is at workspace level. So workspace administrators manage the theme repository for a single workspace. Workspace administrators can add a theme to the repository, making it available to all developers within a workspace, or administrators can delete the theme from the workspace. The second way is public themes. For public themes, instance administrators can create public themes by adding theme to the Oracle Application Express administration services. Once a theme is added, these public themes are available to all the developers across all workspaces in an instance. The one
more thing which you should note, universal theme we are using in Oracle Apex application, and this is a div-based grid. Pages using a div-based grid offer two advantages. The first advantage is easier to maintain and update. The second advantage is faster page loading. Pages using a div-based grid generally load faster than other pages. So, what is universal theme? Basically, universal theme is a user interface for Application Express that enables developers to build modern web applications without requiring extensive knowledge of HTML, CSS, or JavaScript. With some working knowledge of Application Express, you can use universal theme to easily build a responsive web application that is highly accessible, easily customizable, and easy to maintain. When you create a new application, the Create Application wizard uses the universal theme by default. The universal theme is an example of a responsive user interface theme. Responsive design enables you to design web pages so that the layout fits the available space regardless of the device on which page displays. For example, you are using a desktop computer. So, universal theme will make sure your application open on your desktop computer properly. Or you are using a laptop computer or tablet or any smartphones. So, all on these devices, your application pages would be able to open in a according to your devices. By implementing a responsive design, user gets the same full experience as they would on screens. On smartphones and tablets, the layout can adjust to size of the specific device. During the resizing process, elements shift position, resize, or become hidden. The goal of responsive design is to present all essential content in a user-friendly way for all possible screen sizes. Keep in mind that responsive design is not just a matter of picking the correct set of templates. As the application developer, you are responsible for using the templates and available components to design a page that is truly responsive. So, the key components of universal theme, or we can say key features of the universal themes, are responsive design, smart layouts, mobile friendly user interface, grid layouts we use to build our user interface, main components we can say for our applications, common UI patterns implemented in universal theme, application navigation, live template options, and easy customization of your themes and templates. So, where we can access the themes. So this is very easy. You can log into your Oracle Apex workspace. Then go to shared components. So here you will see we have a themes option. Okay. So here you can see we have only single theme, which is universal theme 42. And this is universal theme? Yes. Is current? Yes. So this is our current theme. And the subscribed from theme repository, it has 69 templates, page templates 10, region templates 21, button templates 3, list templates 13. So here we have at the right side, we have copy the theme. We can copy the theme and then we can export the theme. And if you already have a theme, you can import that theme into your workspace. So you want to switch the theme, you can use this switch theme button to switch the theme between different themes. And here we have an option to create a